Welcome back, my friends. Happy Monday. I love it. I love it. I love it. So still on vacation, but brought you an amazing message today. I'm so happy you guys are still logging in 7 a.m. every morning and joining me. Drop it in the comments. Good morning. This message, every message I bring to you is still super important, still from the heart. But I have to tell you, when I am live with you guys, there's something so much more powerful about being with you. But I hope that every single video that I've put on here for you guys, you've gotten a little nugget out of it. Today's is a good one too. So like any of them, like I would say any of them aren't good, right? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Drop it in the comments, my friends. Welcome to Coffee Talk, episode 251. Is that not crazy? So say hello to Squints. She wants to get in on the action. She wants to get in. I just figured I'd sit in the nice living room and bring these messages to you guys. Funny, actually, I have a whole message and I'm going to bring it to you. But it's been almost 1 year since I started Coffee Talk. So as soon as I'm done with this video, I'm going to go and find out the date that was officially my first Coffee Talk when COVID started. And I do believe they started right here on this couch. And I have no idea what my first message was about. I don't, like the first couple weeks, I have to say, I was just getting on here just to kind of keep people together, keep the camaraderie going. And it was wonderful. And I think I only started with, I don't know, maybe I had 10 people on. She's chewing her. Maybe I only had 10 people on, but I have been really blessed to have grown. I'm going to say my friendships, these relationships. I'm here as much to be with you guys as I hope you're here to be with me. Like it's a two-way street here. It's a two-way street. So yes, a year ago. Anyway, all right, we're going to get on with the message. Tomorrow, I believe we're going to talk about that anniversary because it is coming up. So the title of the show today is Suffering is Here to Help Us Evolve and Improve. Embrace the suffering, my friends. And I really think that that's a struggle for people. Embracing, people say embrace the suck. It's kind of the same thing. Embrace the suffer. Nobody wants to go through suffering, so we try and do everything we possibly can to get through it as fast as we can. People will look at me and they're like, oh, Roxanne, you don't suffer. You're always so positive and you're always so happy. My friends, that is not the case. I can show up on here and I can read my notes and I can put a smile on my face. That doesn't mean I'm always happy. Chuck and I could have just had a moment and I'm going to get on the camera and I'm still going to give you a smiley face. I might end this broadcast and we might pick up right where we left off. We are a married couple, only married 5 years. We have 3 dogs. We run a business together. We have everyday life that affects us just as much as anybody else. I've worked really hard to become really positive. That doesn't mean I always am 24/7. How many of you are in the process of trying to have more of a positive mindset, and the second you try and tell yourself something positive, that little voice in the back of your head doesn't shoot something out at you, something negative, something, that's history. That's old history coming back at you, but it's there. How do you learn to combat that, right? You have to know it's coming. You have to be prepared. You have to know that you're still going to have bad days. Sometimes when you're thinking positive, that voice fires back with that negative thought, and that voice feels a whole lot more familiar and sure of itself because you were there for so long, and it's not something you can deny away. You aren't going to be able to just be like, oh, sweep that little voice under the rug, because you're going to hear it and it's going to get louder and louder and louder. You have to figure out how to deal with it. Find something to appreciate. When you are in that moment, when that voice is speaking, you find something to appreciate. Try having the positive outlook. But become idealistic. Be realistic. Know that those things are going to happen. No, don't prepare for the fairy tale ending. The second you think that you have that fairy tale ending, it's going to wear off quick and you're going to end up being bitter. It's true. It's true. You know, that's that whole, the grass is greener on the other side. Chuck is, and this is a hard conversation for me to have with people. Chuck is my third marriage. That's a really hard place to be. I can let all of those bad thoughts, all of those negative thoughts from my previous relationships creep in and steal the joy that I could have that I'm having in this marriage right now. I could let that happen. I have let that happen. I've let every single way that I failed creep back in and tell me when Chuck and I are having a bad day. Oh, there it is. There's the start. There's the crack in the foundation. I could easily let that eat me alive. Chuck and I are very upfront and honest. Times are tough and we communicate. And when you communicate, you're always going to come up against something. That's the great thing about communication. If we all thought the same way, if we all communicated the same way, we would never ever get to figure anything out. We do have to suffer a little bit. It's how we grow. It's how we evolve, my friends. I have been rock bottom. At least I think I've been at my rock bottom. I guess you never know unless it happens again, right? But I feel I have been at rock bottom in a lot of places in my life, financially, in my faith, in my relationships, in my body. I have been rock bottom and I have suffered. You can say that, but you don't really believe it in other people until it's happened to you. I have suffered. I have caused a lot of my own suffering, but I thank God for it because without that suffering, I would not be who I am today. I would not be where I am today. I have to always remind myself, all emotions are important. Even the negative ones. Even the negative emotions are important. And instead of trying to scream over them with these positive mantras, I have to be quiet. I have to listen. I have to pay attention to what they're saying and then have a conversation. Again, that's the whole sweeping things under the rug, right? Sometimes I feel like the load of all of the housework and taking care of things becomes too much. And then the voices creep in and the voices creep in. I have to have a conversation with Chuck and let him know I'm feeling that before that tea kettle boils over. My friends, are you a boiling tea kettle? Do you need to have some conversations? Don't coop that stuff up. Don't think just because you say, it's okay, I'm happy and I'm joyful and I love to do all the dishes and the laundry and the vacuuming. That's BS. It's pure BS. You can probably hold that off for so long, but it's probably going to start eating you alive, my friends. Make sure to have some conversations. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't let that negative voice get inside and win. You know what? And there are people out there who are going to try to sell you liberation from that suffering. And it's going to show up in the form of diet pills, diet drinks, burn 500 calories in 15 minutes in this workout. People are going to try and sell you that stuff because they're going to be pulling at your heartstrings of suffering. Now, maybe somebody out there has the cure. I don't have the cure. I don't have the cure for you, and I'm going to be totally upfront and honest with you about that every darn day. It takes work. I'm working. Every coach I know out there is working on it. You have to work on it too. I don't have a magic pill. I don't have a magic potion. I don't have a magic book. I don't have a magic quote. All I know is you have to work on it every single day, over and over and over again. I know that there are things that will help. I know that fitness and movement and hydration and what you put in your body will help. I do know this. I know this for a fact. But I know that this trumps all of those things. And you have to work on this so much more than those other things, even though it's just little voices. Little voices. Those little voices will cripple you. They will cripple you if you let them. For better or for worse, our feelings will change with time. It is. Your feelings will change with time. Change is the promise. Change is the promise. Some of us want to fight that so much, but change is the promise. We will not be in this exact same spot in a year. If 2020 and the beginning of 2021 hasn't taught us that, what will? What will? Change is coming. It's inevitable. What did they say on Game of Thrones? Winter is coming. Winter is coming. Change is always going to happen. prepare yourself for it so that you don't have to fall deep into that pit, my friend. It's okay to have a bad day, and stop assuming others don't just because you don't see it. Keep in mind also, if you're in a funk, if you're having one of those bad days, bad weeks, bad months, if you are getting up and doing the same thing over and over and over again, and your funk is lasting forever, you got to switch that game plan up. You've got to switch it up. If you have been in that funk longer than 3 or 4 days, you've got to switch things up. Stop getting up the same way. If you get up and scroll through Facebook, don't get up and scroll through Facebook. Get up, go look in the mirror, write something positive on that mirror. Get up and go get into the gym. Get up and make that green smoothie. Get up and drink a glass of water. Walk on the treadmill. Maybe sit in the sun. Do something, but change it up so that you can get out of your funk. Have you been hiding from your friends because you're in that funk? Reach out to somebody and say, I'm low. I'm in a low place. I need something. I just need you. I need to vent. I need an ear. I don't need you to tell me anything back. I just got to vent. My friends, change it up, all right? I hope you got something out of my message today. I love you all so much. I want you to know I am not impervious to the struggle. I'm not impervious to the bad day. We all have them. I just might not broadcast mine out to the world, but believe me, my husband knows when I'm having a bad day. My closest of friends know when I'm having a bad day, because I go to them for that help. I go to them for that healing, my friends. All right, I love you all so much. Go out and have a fantastic day, and remember, you never know what someone else is going through. See you tomorrow, my friends.